Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to measure yourself. Whether you're sewing your own clothes or whether you're sending your clothing overseas to somewhere like Ghana or Nigeria, you need to have accurate measurements. To get accurate measurements, please make sure you're wearing a proper bra when you are measuring your bust. This means no sports bras, no maternity bras. We need a proper wired bra that will depict the sizing properly. So you want to put the tape around the widest part of your bust. Typically, a good rule of thumb is over your nipples. And as you can see there, my bust is 38. Now let's move on to the waist. So find your navel and wrap the tape around where your belly button is. Don't take it in too tightly. I know you want to be snatched. I know you want your waist to disappear, but just get the accurate measurement and later you can take off however many inches you want. Next, we're going to move on to the hips. And it's the same concept. You want to measure the widest part of your hip. And you can see me adjusting the tape here just to show you where it should be sitting. And you don't want the tape tight, but you do want it just a little snug. Again, so we can have an accurate measurement, not too tight. It shouldn't be dipping into your skin, but just tight enough so that you have the proper measurement. And I just moved it down a little bit, and you'll see that you'll get the same measurement regardless of where it was initially or where I moved it down to. Now this next measurement is not typically something that they'd ask for, but this is important for your snatched look dresses or your snatched skirts to have that contour. And this is a measurement that I typically take and put on my patterns. So you just measure right underneath your hips. Again, doesn't have to be too tight. It can be snug. We just want the accurate measurement. Now for the shoulder measurement, or rather the armhole measurement, I pull the 0 to the front half of my body. And I also make sure that the tape is laying flat to get an accurate measurement. And that is your armhole. Next, we're moving on to arm circumference. This is around your bicep. I suggest doing this around the widest part of your arm. That way, when you're flexing or maybe when your arms are, in movement, you have a little bit of space. So as you can see, mine is about 13. Yes, about 13 and around my bicep. So here I'm just measuring my arm, and what tailors usually do is they'll take your arm, they'll bend it and measure it around like that. That way it won't be short when you're bending or maybe when you're lifting your arms. So I have about 27 here. Next, we're going to get our navel to floor measurement. You pretty much just do this by putting the tape starting at your navel. You can do that hold, drop like I just did, so you can keep your measurement accurate. And this is good for something like skirts or even just calculating the full length. Next, we're moving on to the nipple to nipple. Make sure your nipples are adjusted properly, not one facing the ceiling, one facing the floor. Just adjust them properly inside of your bra and then measure the distance between them. And you should get it like that. You also can do your bust circumference divided by 4 minus 1.5. That would also give you the nipple to nipple measurement. Now we're doing under bust, and you just see me inhaling and exhaling here, just making sure it's not too tight under my bust. And I have 33. As you can see, and those are those two measurements. The next measurement we're going to get is the shoulder to waist measurement. And I tie the elastic band around my waist just to help me so that I'm standing straight up and I'm not bent over trying to see the number on the tape. So the elastic band is pretty helpful. You could use a string or just any sort of rope that you have. You're going to put the tape at the top of your shoulder. Here I am just aligning it, and then you're going to stand straight up and pull the tape down to where your waist is or where the elastic band is. And that would be the measurement that you'd go with for your shoulder to waist. And as you can see here, I got about 17.5. So that's the one we're going to go with. Lastly, if you watch my pattern making tutorial, you'll see that there is a measurement that goes from my waist to my hip, and this is how I got the measurement. I wrapped an elastic band around my hips, and I put my tape at my belly button, my waist, and I measured it down to where the elastic was, and the measurement was 7. So that's our last measurement. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for videos on how to make dresses and other tutorials for different patterns. Bye. See you in the next one.